Hi, this is Trey Pastor. I want to talk about the casting that we found out that Aaron Pierre has been cast as Jon Stewart in the Lanterns TV show. Now, I made a video before when they cast Kyle Chandler, Friday Night Lights, and he's been in a ton of movies and stuff, and TV shows and stuff. I'm a big fan of Kyle Chandler. Friday Night Lights, to me, is just one of those great shows, and he was definitely a big part of that, and Coach Taylor. And so they picked Aaron Pierre. Now, I haven't seen anything he's been in. I know they said he was on the Krypton TV show, and I think I have Krypton season 1. I think I have the Blu-ray of it, and because I think it only lasted 2 seasons, maybe 3. I think 2, maybe it just lasted, and I never got around to watching it. But I have the Blu-ray, I think, for season 1 of Krypton, and so I want to get to season 2, and I want to actually watch that one day because they said I heard nothing good things about that. And I know he had a role on that, and I know Rebel Ridge was like the #1 movie on Netflix for a while. But I haven't gotten a chance to watch that. I haven't gotten a chance to watch a lot of movies actually, and I think I'm gonna hopefully when I go on vacation this year I can. I'm gonna try to again. I meant to do this when I was on vacation early, but I didn't. In December when I go on vacation, I'm gonna write down a list of movies and just check them off as I go that I want to watch because there's a ton of movies I've been slacking on movies that I've been wanting to watch, which I haven't got a chance to watch because it's between doing movie reactions and all that stuff and watching stuff and work, I've had a chance to do that. So when I'm on vacation, probably is the best time to do that. But anyway, Aaron Pierre, who looks, I think they said he was 6'3", and hold on, I don't even know what height he is. Aaron Pierre, I think he's 6'3". I think they said Aaron Pierre height 6'3", which is I didn't even know he was that tall. So him, David Cornsweet, at 6'4", he's Superman, and so that's why I want them to cast a tall Batman, a Batman that's at least 6'3" too, or 6'4", or something like that. I think the guy that plays Reacher, Alan Richardson, I think he's 6'3". I think. I'm not sure about that, but I would like a tall Batman too. Okay, I wouldn't mind all the Justice League, the main members of the Justice League were at least 6'2" and higher. Okay. I just think that's it would look great. And then you can have one woman be like get a tall woman that's 5'10" or something, 5'11". I wouldn't mind that at all. But anyway, I know movie magic, they can make things change, appear different, make guys look the same, around the same height. But I would love to have them to get a Batman that's at least 6'3". Okay, I want a Batman that's big, buff, and has the size. Okay. Anyway, so again, like I said, a lot of people some people are happy with it. I heard some other people talk about, they wanted Stephen James, who's another good actor. He was I think his most famous role was Jesse Owens in the movie Run. I think that was I remember seeing that in the theater. But I think that was the most famous role. But he's been in a ton of things and stuff. And I know the guy from Snowfall. I forgot his name. Damien Idris. I think that's his name. I know they said he was in contention, but I think they said he had a scheduling thing, so that's why I think he dropped out. But I know a lot of people also talk about colorism because apparently, like I said, because I haven't read any Jon Stewart Green Lantern comics, and apparently when he was created, the character, the artist purposely made him darker because they wanted to have more representation, which I think is a nice thing. Okay, and like I said, my knowledge of Jon Stewart is comes from the animated TV show. The Justice League, Unlimited. That's where my knowledge of Jon Stewart came from. Okay, so I didn't really read any comics when he was created and all that stuff. So, and I know colorism is a big thing, especially in Hollywood. We know in Hollywood, they a lot of roles, a lot of dark-skinned brothers usually sometimes they don't get roles. Okay, so I know a lot of people were kind of hoping that maybe Damien Idris would get it, or somebody with a darker hue. I think even Jody, the guy from Jody's Corner, wanted Jonathan Major to be Jon Stewart, and I think hopefully Jonathan Major will get a role somewhere down the line. But I knew they weren't going to pick Jonathan Major. Okay, the scandal's just too fresh for Hollywood. But I hope somebody does give him a chance, and I think James Gunn would be the type of person to give Jonathan Majors a shot. Okay, like he could be what's it called Martian Manhunter, John Jones. I could see him playing that part. That would be great because sometimes we know when Jon Stewart, not Jon Stewart, John Jones turns, human. He's usually a black man. Sometimes I think in a large part of the comics, when he turns into a human, he runs like a detective agency. He's usually a dark, he's usually a dark skinned black man. And like I said, the colorism thing, I understand that, but I think Aaron Pierre, okay, he's a black man, okay, and he's apparently he's talented enough, and a lot of people saying good things about Rebel Ridge. So, and he actually looks the part to me. Okay, so I'm happy with him being that. And like I said, I'm not dismissing the colorism thing, but I think you have to get the most talented black man out there. And apparently they said he auditioned with Kyle Chandler, him and Stephen James auditioned with him, and I guess maybe they had the most chemistry together. So I'm happy for Aaron Pierre, and hopefully this leads to, besides the Lanterns TV show, I'm sure this is going to be the TV show, which is going to launch probably into the movies, maybe a Justice League movie down the line, or maybe a Green Lantern movie down the line. So hopefully, and like I said, my original choices were James Morrison is before I knew they were going with an older uh, uh, Hal Jordan. Although like I said, James Morrison's 50 years old, okay, but he looks young. I guess James Morrison looked like he could be in his late 30s, early 40s. But I wanted him and the guy from what's his name? Hold on, the guy from what's his name? The guy that played Mike Tyson, Trevante Rhodes. That's his name. I was thought about him being John. Those were my picks. I think I made a video about that before. If you watch this channel, you'll see. I think when I was talking about DC Studios, those were my two picks. But obviously, we decided to go with the older Hal, and go with a younger John Stewart. Okay, and I'm anxious to see it. I think they're going to start. And they were talking about one of the love interests for Hal Jordan. I think Kelly McDonald. She's been in a lot of stuff too. She was in Boardwalk Empire. What's that other movie? The movie where the guy was the hitman. I can't remember the name of that movie, but she was in that. She's been in a lot of different things, and they talk about I think her part is like she's a sheriff, and she's also not John. She's Hal Jordan's love interest. And I know a lot of people are speculating that maybe that he's going to die at the end of this, which I don't understand why you would think that. I know he's an older, and they think maybe it'll be like the comics where he transitions into Parallax or something like that, but I don't think that's going to happen either. Okay, and they said they're supposed to be investigating a murder, so I do wonder if the murder is the person that's murdered is one of the Green Lanterns, which is why they bring in the two Lanterns to investigate it. So that's why I think I know some people are speculating maybe it's going to be Guy Gardner that's going to be dead or something, but I don't think they're going to kill him off that quick. I think there might be another Lantern that gets killed on Earth, and then they have to investigate and see what happened. So I'm anxious to see the show. I like the creative people behind the show, from Ozark, and I think the guy from Lost is one of the guys, and also Tom King. I think he's one of the creators as well. So I'm anxious to see this show, and I'm glad they finally they got a cast, and I'm happy with the cast. So I'm happy with that. One other thing I wanted to talk about was the Batman, the Brave, and the Bold. The Batman that they're going to create. They're going to have to cast the Batman when they do the Batman Brave and the Bold movie. And people were speculating that they're going to have a middle-aged Batman in that movie because Damon's son is going to be 10 to 15 years old, in that range somewhere. But James Gunn debunked that. He said he said BS. Basically, somebody asked him, and I think on a thread, and he said BS. He's not going to have a middle-aged Batman. I think, and again, this is just my speculation, they're going to have a Batman that's around 35 to 37, something like that. I think he's going to be, because David Cornsweet is 30, I think, and I think David Cornsweet Superman is going to be 30. Remember, he's going to be Superman. He's been Superman for a couple of years, and I think Batman is going to be a veteran Batman, but not an older Batman like Ben Affleck's Batman. Okay, I think he's going to be at the point where he's going to have a few Robins around. Okay, and I was trying to think of this. I think again, because people want Batman and Superman to be the same age. Okay, which I don't think that's going to happen, especially when you want to include Damon in this. Okay, so, and I know usually in most Batman stories, Batman leaves I think Gotham at 18 or something, 18 or 19. He leaves and travels the world for a couple of years, training with the League of Shadows and all that stuff. So that could take place in like you know, 3 or 4 years, and he returns to Gotham, maybe when he's 24 or something like that, and so he could easily had a relationship with Tala al Ghul, and she kept the baby hidden when he was 21 or something, and training with the League of Assassins and stuff. And so Damon, let's say Damon is, uh, let's say I was going to split the difference. Say he's 13. Okay, so that would mean Batman could be 30, 34, 35. I think that could work. And you could, or better yet, Batman returns to Gotham. Let's say he leaves Gotham when he's 19, trains for a couple of years, they say 3 to 4 years. He returns to Gotham when he's like 24. Okay, he becomes the Batman, and he's Batman for, let's say, 4 or 5 years before he gets a Robin. So that makes him 30 when he gets the first Robin, Dick Grayson. Then Robin and Batman and Robin are up for like maybe 2 to 3 years before Robin goes off. Dick Grayson goes off to be Nightwing. So that makes him what, 30, 33, maybe 34. Jason Todd comes along. Remember, Jason Todd was probably only with Batman for probably about a year. Okay, so that makes what, 35. Okay, and then he gets killed, and then Tim Drake comes along. If they do the Tim Drake, if they include Tim Drake in this universe, Tim Drake takes up the Robin mantle when Batman's maybe around 36. Okay, and then maybe he stays with Batman for maybe 2 years or so, or a year and a half, and then he goes off and maybe goes with the Titans and stuff, and then maybe that's when Damon comes along. Damon comes along when Batman's 36 or 37, or when at that moment in the movie where Tim decides to go off on his own when Batman's 36, 37, and I think that works. So I think in any event, you're going to have Batman be a couple of years older than Superman. He's just going to have to be, because he's going to be a veteran Batman that's had a few Robins with him. I think that's just the way it is. So, because I know some people are obsessed with Batman. They want Batman and Superman to be the exact same age. It doesn't matter if you got a Batman a couple of years older than the Superman. I think that's nothing wrong with that. So I think people should just get used to it. But anyway, but I'm glad. And again, my pick. Although, like I said, the guy from Reacher, I forgot his name, Alan Richardson. Like I said, he has the size and the height, and I think he's the right. Let's see, what age is Alan Richardson? Hold on, let's see some. Alan Richardson. Let's see. Age. He's 41. Okay, so he's in the range. He could play a couple of years. That's not too far off from what his Batman's actual age is. And let me see his height. I think he's 6'3", I think. No, yeah, he is. He's 6'3". So I don't know if he got the chops. Maybe you got to see. I know he's good at Reacher. I wonder if he can do the Batman, the physical part, but I wonder if he can do the Bruce Wayne part. That's my only thing that gives me pause. I know a lot of people are talking about the guy from Supernatural, Jason Eccles, but he's like 46, and I think he's just 6 foot. I don't want my Batman to be so much shorter than Superman. I really don't. Okay? And I know they're talking about Jake Gyllenhaal, who's, I think he's 40 something too. Hold on, let's see something. Jake Gyllenhaal. Hold on. I'll put Snake. Jake Gyllenhaal. Then age. He's 43. Okay, that's not bad. Let's see his height. His height. What the fuck does it say? Okay. Okay, 5'11". He's about 6 feet. I just don't want. For some reason, I don't. They can do movie magic and stuff. I just don't like Batman to be so much shorter than Superman. He's basically under just 6 feet. He's 5'11", so I guess it's slightly under 6 feet. And Superman, David Cornsworth, 6'4". Okay, I just don't like Batman being 4 inches shorter than Superman. I think it'll look ridiculous. But I know they can do movie magic to make them appear to be the same, around the same height and stuff. So, because I know, I think Henry Cavill was 6'1", I think, and I think Ben Affleck was 6'3", and so they made it actually look, like they were comparable in heights. Ben Affleck had a couple inches on him. So, would Jake Gyllenhaal even take the part though? That's the thing. He's a good actor, and so I don't know if you want to be pigeonholed as that. And like I said, the guy from Supernatural, Jason Eccles, he has the right voice, and I know he's voiced Batman in comic books before, in animated stuff. I just think he's 46, which I think is a little bit too older for the part. Okay, although Jake Gyllenhaal looks young, he looks like he can be in his mid-30s, mid-30s, late 30s. Okay, he does look that way, so he doesn't look old. But again, this is another guy that looks like he's just 6 foot. I think he's 6'1", Jason Eccles. So Jason Eccles. Yeah, he's 6'1". Yeah, which is not bad. I guess, like I said, they can always boost him up, I guess. But again, he's 46. He's a little bit away from. By the time they make the Batman movie, he might be 50. Okay, so again, that's why I'm thinking. I think if the actor that does Jack Reacher, Alan Richardson, if he could pull off the Bruce Wayne part, because I know he could do the Batman, the physical beaten up part. But if he could do the Bruce Wayne part, do an audition or something, and if he passes it and impresses them as Bruce Wayne, then I say cast Alan Richardson, because again, he's 6'3", and I want my Batman to be big. Okay, I want him to be just as big as Superman in terms of height. And David Cornsworth 6'4", Alan Richardson 6'3". Okay, that's just my personal want for that. Okay, so anyway, let me know what you think of these two stories of Aaron Pierre being John Stewart. What do you think of it? And also the whole James Buck debunking the myth that Batman's going to be middle-aged. Okay, and middle-aged, in my opinion, would be hold on. Middle-aged would be wouldn't it be in his mid-40s or something like that? Let's see. Let me see what Google says middle age is. Middle age is okay. Middle age between 40 and 60. Yeah, exactly that. Between 40 and 60. So I would be middle aged. They say it varies from person to person. Okay, so yeah, I want Batman's. James Gunn said that's not going to be the case. So Batman's going to be probably a few years younger than that. 40. He's not going to be 40. He's going to be probably be around 36, maybe 35 or 36, something like that. Maybe 37 the most, I think. Okay, which I think is a couple of years older than David Cornsworth Superman, and old enough to have a 15-year-old son, because it would have been like 22 when he had the relationship with Talia Ghul, okay, and Return to Gotham when he was like 25 or something like that. So that's old enough for him to have a 15-year-old son, so they can cast. And speaking of 15-year-old, the guy who I would want to be Damien, but I think he's too old now. The guy from what's that? The show that's on Netflix about the family of superheroes. The guy that played number 5, him. But I think he might be past the age range. I don't know if he can still play a 15-year-old. Okay, number 5, in Umbrella Academy. Aiden Gallagher, yeah. He's 21 years old. But he probably could play, look at there, the long hair. He probably can play a 15-year-old, 16-year-old. Although, I'm thinking, because he's growing up, they're going to probably have to get somebody that, maybe even somebody that's Middle Eastern, because Talia is Middle Eastern, right? So they may have to get a young actor that's Middle Eastern, okay, to half Middle Eastern and half, American, because from Bruce Wayne's part. But Anyway, let me know what you think of these two stories. Feel free to leave comments down below. I have links to my social media in the description box, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also have a link to my other channel, Pub Views and Opinions, so you check that out as well. Also have a link down below to my Patreon. And again, my Patreon's only $5 a month. I have tons of content on there, tons of unedited content on there. I got everything from 5 different categories, over 200 videos. I have a DC TV show collection, a Marvel TV show collection, a Star Wars TV show collection, a The Boys and Gen V collection, and a movie collection. Okay, you get 5-minute previews of all the content that I have on the channel. If you follow the link, that'll take you right to my Patreon page. And also another way to support me, I have a merchandise store. As you can see, I'm wearing one of the merch shirts right here, a T-shirt. I sell hats, T-shirts, mugs, water bottles, T-shirts, men for men, women, unisex. Follow link down below, sweatshirts, hoodies, and you'll take you right to my store, and that's another way for you to support me. Also, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long, and take care.